Whether you're scrolling Instagram or making a holiday wish list, you're probably already looking at new travel gear. From compression cubes to an outdoor-focused sling, we've been testing new bags and accessories to make your trip more fun in 2025. Today we're looking at some awesome travel products, starting with a lightweight bag that's intuitive to pack for a trip. It's the Lite Travel Pack 30-liter. Bellroy says that it's the most travel-focused backpack in their lineup, and after testing it myself, I have to agree. Its rectangular bucket shape is much easier to pack for a trip than the irregular shape of a lot of other Bellroy packs. The main compartment has a covered bucket space where you can fit quite a lot of gear. It's wide enough to fit a men's pair of 11 shoes in a pouch, along with clothing. You can use packing cubes if you want, but I had no problem getting a week's worth of clothing inside just by rolling everything up. On the opposite side is another wide mesh pocket and a built-in packing cube for socks and underwear. You could use this liner pocket for tack, but the zipper runs through the center, so there's a lot of space above it to use. That means that as you load gear in there, it expands out instead of cutting into the rest of the backpack space, so it's really great for small, bulkier items. And you don't have to leave your laptop behind since this backpack has a separate compartment on the back panel for your device. It's big enough for a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and between the back panel padding and elevated bottom, we're confident that there's enough protection. Two front pockets give you tons of space for quick grab gear or items you don't want touching the rest of your clothing, like a packable jacket or a travel umbrella. Even with its sizable 30-liter capacity, it's much lighter than similarly sized travel backpacks and can do without some of the extra harness features of bulkier bags. It lacks load lifters or a hip belt, but the bag is only 2 pounds, so we don't really miss it. We love this bag's cushy mesh-lined back panel and find it comfortable to wear, with a sternum strap that connects to loops on the curved shoulder straps and does a good job supporting the extra weight. The sternum strap does have a tendency to loosen while it's just sitting around, but we don't have any issues with it doing that while we're actually wearing the pack, so that's a win. You can tuck the shoulder straps behind the back panel if you don't want them to catch on neighboring luggage in the overhead compartment, and the mesh padding acts as a luggage pass-through to slide it over the handle of your rolling luggage through the airport. Once you reach your gate, a battery bank comes in handy so you don't have to hunt for an outlet. If you're looking for one packed with features and power, check out the latest iteration of one of our favorites. Compared to its predecessors, NITECORE's Gen 3 NB10000 includes better ports, fast charging speeds, and soft corner bumpers to make it more comfortable in your pocket. Plus, it's made with lightweight, durable carbon fiber and can charge most phones about 3 times before you need to plug it in. Instead of having different ports, the latest model includes 2 USB-C ports you can use to charge your devices or recharge the battery. It delivers 22.5 watts of power, a significant step up from the previous version. We put the original NITECORE NB10000 on our digital nomad packing list because it had a ton of power for something that size. We switched our pick to the NITECORE Carbo a little while ago because it had softer corners and more features, but NITECORE has been improving the NB10000 since then. You can also charge a device while charging the battery bank simultaneously, which you couldn't do with prior models, and the Gen 3 can detect sensitive devices like an Apple Watch and automatically switch to low power mode. With an IPX5 rating, you don't have to worry about spilling a drink on it or getting caught in the rain if you plan to take it camping, to a theme park, or tailgating. It's easy to tell how much juice you have left, too, with 4 LED lights to indicate whether you have less than 75, 50, 25, or 10% remaining. That battery bank has been coming in handy lately to keep my phone charged up. I've been using it to learn a few phrases in Italian before my next trip with Rosetta Stone, this video's sponsor. It's easy to get caught up in the immersive lessons because it doesn't feel like I'm trying to memorize a new language. They're more like how I learned to speak as a child, and that intuitive way of learning really appeals to my brain, unlike cramming for a quiz in high school. The lessons are quick, as short as 5 minutes each, and they mirror the conversations I want to have in Italy, making it easier to understand locals. The lessons also have me match phrases to photos and include a voice recognition tool to help me practice my pronunciation. Using it, I feel more confident that a native speaker will be able to understand me. Plus, a lifetime subscription to Rosetta Stone gives me access to benefits like phrasebooks, which help me learn how to navigate transportation or restaurants. Get started with the link in the description. You'll save 60% off a lifetime subscription to all 25 languages so you can get ready for any trip anytime. That's just one payment for life. Now, back to the travel essentials. If you like to take photos and aren't just using your phone, you might want a lighter way to carry your camera. Peak Design's new 7-liter outdoor sling is big enough to fit their extra small camera cube and compresses down easily when it's not full of gear. That makes it a great multi-purpose bag for professionals and amateurs alike. It's made with Peak Design's TerraShell 210D ripstop nylon for lightweight durability and a padded strap for when you're carrying heavy camera gear. The strap and back panel are both quite breathable, and you can use the stabilizer strap when you're cycling or moving more quickly to keep things from swinging around. The loop zipper pulls are easy to grab when you need to open the bag, and there are gear loops you can use to attach a travel tripod or cinch down the bag from 7.5 liters to about 5. Despite its footprint, the compression straps do a great job of making the extra material more manageable, so it can work just as well when you're exploring a new city as when you're out in the forest photographing wildlife. A small front pocket has a clip on a leash, so it's a great place to store your phone, wallet, and keys, and the main compartment also includes useful organization. There's a zipper pocket along the back panel and 3 stretchy slip pockets to lock down batteries, earbuds, and whatever other accessories you want to bring along. If you want to protect your equipment, add the extra small camera cube in here to add a little bit of structure to an otherwise floppy design. While it's still functional without that cube, we think that it does a better job as a camera sling than an everyday sling. We also appreciate compression in our packing cubes. So we were excited to see Aer add that functionality to the 3rd iteration of its organizers. They come in regular and small sizes, which expand from 10 to 15 liters and 5 to 7.5 liters respectively. Like many of our favorite packing cubes, they open clamshell style so you can see everything while packing. And the 100D Cordura ripstop nylon holds enough structure on the sides to make them easier to fill than more flexible models. Once you have them stuffed, you can compress your bulky clothing to fit more easily in Aer's travel packs, using the built-in handles to carry them from your closet to your travel backpack or around your Airbnb to change. The compression uses a simple gusset and zipper design, so you cinch things down by zipping up this zipper that's parallel to the main one. The only hiccup is that it can sometimes be hard to know which one is the compression zipper and which one opens the main area, since the only difference is that the cord on the compression zipper is gray instead of black. It's definitely user error, but it got me more than once. However, we like that the primary opening includes a dual-headed zipper that helps you squeeze in clothing at the last minute. Just relocate both main zippers to where you think there's extra space and pry them ever so slightly open. That'll give you enough space to squeeze in an extra pair of socks without decompressing the entire cube and dislodging your gear. We find the regular size works well for bulkier clothing, and we fit 6 pairs of pants and a pair of shorts inside. The small fits about 5 shirts and 2 long sleeve tops nicely. Without a super small size option, you'll have to find space inside of either one of these cubes for your socks and underwear, or you can just find space in your travel backpack. Just like we like to contain bulky clothing, we also like to lock down bulky keys. That's why we were excited to get our hands on Orbitkey Key Organizer Pro. We've been using the original for years, and we're digging the upgrades. It's a low-profile way to keep track of what you need throughout the day and can handle up to 9 standard keys instead of the original 7, which should be enough for your home, mailbox, gym locker, and whatever else you need to secure. The hinge has a spring-loaded base that keeps tension on your keys while still allowing them to flip out when you need one, and now you don't need a separate tool to open it up and add another. Once you've screwed down the top half enough, you'll start to hear and feel continuous clicks, kind of like when you're working a ratchet. This, in turn, lets you adjust how tightly your keys are pressed against the hinge, making them easier or harder to deploy, depending on your preference. So what about larger key fobs? You can hook these to a D-ring at the end, turning this key organizer into a keychain for your car keys. On this Pro version, it stays in place at the end so it won't tangle with the rest of your keys as it might on a jump ring. It's also easier to get to whatever key you use most by using the quick flip tool. It's a small stub you add to the key head so you can deploy it with a flick of your thumb. It sometimes pulls out other keys with it just a little bit, but we think the functionality is a great quality of life add. There's nothing worse than fumbling around trying to find the right key in the dark, and this tool eliminates that issue. Of course, it's also annoying when your sunglasses flip off your face in the wind or break in your sling. The Ombraz Viale sunglasses solve that with a armless design and durable frames. An adjustable marine-grade nylon cord wraps around your head for a perfect fit, keeping the frames on your face through more sporty activities like hiking, biking, and water sports. Getting rid of the arms also reduces breakage, as does the TR90 thermoplastic material used to make the frames, which is flexible and resilient through outdoor activities. Staff writer Eric wore them while fishing, cycling, and hiking, and to energetic sports events to test them out, and he found that the frames could bend pretty far before he got concerned about them breaking. That's more than we can say for drugstore models that we've sat on over the years. He also hasn't had an issue with the cord snagging his long hair when it's worn correctly. There are a few issues to mention, mainly that they can cause your face to sweat a little more because there's not as much airflow. You may also want to invest in side shields to prevent light leakage, but they don't work with all models and are sold separately. While we like the look of these ones, you can get Ombraz sunglasses in a variety of frame styles, colors, and lenses, as well as in different sizes for regular or narrow faces to find the right fit. Sometimes it's hard to fit all of the cards and cash that you need in a minimalist wallet. That's why we dig the modularity of this bifold from Ekster. It lets you expand the wallet depending on how much you carry. The leather modular bifold features a magnetic sleeve with 3 extra card slots, so you can snap it into the wallet to carry up to 12 cards or leave it behind when you're going on vacation and don't need to bring rewards and gift cards to stores you won't find overseas. You can still fit about 8 cards in the wallet without the extra sleeve, and there's a longer slot at the back for cash too. There's even a built-in coin compartment with an envelope-like closure behind the slots on the right, but you won't be able to load it up if you're carrying tons of other cards since it shares the capacity with the other slots. Just be sure to plan where you put your most used cards before loading it up. You'll have to remove the magnetic sleeve to access the 2 card slots on the back, so you don't want to bury your favorites. If you have bulkier cards or a card-sized smart tracker, you may want to load them into the slot directly behind the magnetic sleeve, as it has more give than the others. So that's some of the latest travel gear we're excited about here at Pack Hacker. What travel accessories have you scooped up recently? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel, and we'll see you in the next one.